Well, hello and welcome back to my channel. For those who've seen any of my recordings and videos prior to this one, glad to have you back. If this is your first time meeting me, greetings. Glad to meet you. I am Color Me Bad Lynn. Just to give you a brief scenario about who I am and what our channel is all about, I am again Color Me Bad Lynn. I am a beauty professional among many other things. Mainly, we talk about fragrances. We talk about all things beauty, those that are in my collection. We'll talk about hair, makeup. We'll also talk a little bit about love, relationships, romance, a little bit about dating. We'll talk about family issues and faith. And if I forgot to mention anything, we'll talk about that too. If you have any suggestions for our channel, feel free. You're more than welcome to comment below. Send me a shout out. Give me any topics that you'd like for me to come on and discuss. Any questions that you may have, you can again comment below. You can also send me an email. Both of my email addresses are inside of my YouTube channel. You have to dig a little bit, but I'll be more than happy to come on and answer any and all questions that you may have for me in my channel. And not just about all things beauty, life, life, life. Ask away. Also, I now have an Instagram page. It's a little bit over a month old, and we're starting to grow a little bit. I'm excited about that. And you can reach me over there. My handle for my handle for Instagram is colormebad_Lynn. So hope to see you over on Instagram. We will talk about all things beauty, mainly fragrances, and things alike. So those are all of the ways that you can contact me. I do have a couple of Facebook pages, but I'm not on there anymore, and so that wouldn't be a good way. But anyway, let's get into it. I wanted to come on and share, since we're in springtime, and we're into our florals and light, airy fragrances. I have a fragrance that I want to come on and share with you guys, that when I first added this fragrance to my collection, I wasn't so sure about this fragrance. I was like, I'm not so sure about this. But I have grown to really like and adore this fragrance. It is a celebrity fragrance. You probably could have guessed that if you've seen any of my other recordings before. I love celebrity fragrances and designer fragrances. So this one is from Jennifer Aniston. I don't know if you guys have any of her fragrances in your collection, or if you've ever smelled any of her fragrances. But I stumbled upon one of her fragrances, and I got a really good deal on this fragrance. I'm too embarrassed to even tell you how much I paid for this, but it was really dirt cheap. But it's really gorgeous. And I think because of the fact that I didn't spend a whole lot of money on it, I really didn't take it all that serious when I purchased it. And that's just being frank and honest with you. But I revisited this fragrance, and I like it. I really like this fragrance. It's moving into a strong like and maybe a love one day. This one is called Chapter 1 by Jennifer Aniston. I just have a small bottle of this one. When I found this is all they had available. I'm not sure if this fragrance is no longer being made or what the situation was on this. But when I tell you I got a good deal on this, I couldn't pass it up for the price. I was like, even if I don't like this, this is like, half a lunch money or less. You know what I mean? Depending on how well you like to eat. And so I decided to grab this and try it out. And like I said, when I first got this, I didn't really care for it. I'm not a huge clean, soapy fragrance lover. I love beautiful bubble baths, soaps, and shower oils to use that are clean and soapy. But when it comes to my fragrances, I like my fragrances to handle business all on their own. And this is definitely deemed a clean, soapy fragrance. And so it really didn't do anything for me at first. I'm like, oh, this is just a regular little scent, something real light, something you may want to spray on to get rid of a weird odor in the home. something you can spray on your drapery and your bedding, like your decorative pillows. I use a lot of fragrances that I don't care for things like that, and I just figured that was what this was. A couple dollars more than a really good air freshener is basically what I put this in a category of. But I was super surprised, playing around in my fragrances, sprayed this on, gave it a test run to see how long it lasts and how well it smells and what it turns into. And I was shockingly surprised. Okay, so let's get into your main accords of this fragrance. And then that may give you an idea on whether or not this is something that you may be interested in adding to your collection, if those are the type of fragrances that you like to enjoy for yourself. Again, this is chapter 1, Jennifer Aniston. And if you're not familiar with who Jennifer Aniston is, just to kind of give you familiarization of her and her work, she was one of the stars on the hit TV show sitcom Friends. So if you're familiar with that show, that's where you probably would remember her from. So your main accords of this fragrance, it is definitely a white floral. Um, it is musky. It is slightly sweet. It has a heavy note of tuberose. It's heavy on the citrus. And this is what got me. It's animalic. And you have to wait for the dry down before you get that. And if you, like I said, if you are familiar with me and the types of fragrances that I love an animalic fragrance. I do. A lot of my fragrances that are in my collection that I absolutely love, that are my faves, they're animalic. Chapter 1 by Jennifer Aniston is a floral fragrance for women. It's heavy on the white florals. Chapter 1 was launched back in 2017, so it hasn't been around that long, but it's not a newbie. Your top notes of this fragrance are pink pepper. If you like pink pepper, it's going to give you a huge blast of pink pepper on your first spray out, but it won't make you sneeze. You know, some fragrances, if the pink pepper is not blended properly, or any type of a pepper, it'll make you achoo as soon as you spray it out. And this didn't do that to me. So it made me give this a try. So again, top note is pink pepper. You got orange blossom. I love an orange blossom. And then it also has bergamot, which is your Italian lime. Beautiful. Italian. Yep, Italian. Your middle notes are, or what I love to call your heart notes, are tiara flower. I love a tiara flower. I love jasmine. I told you many times about how much I love jasmine. Jasmine has an addicting factor to it. So anytime that it is inside of a fragrance and it is layered and put together well, you are in for a treat. Again, and then there's tuberose in there. I love a tuberose note, and vine. So you got a little bit of greeniness in here. But it's not a dry green. It has a bit of a moisture component to it, which I really, really appreciate. Then your base notes, you've got a musk. I'm not sure if that musk is a synthetic musk or if it's an actual musk extract from an actual animal. I'm thinking because it is a celebrity fragrance, and for the price that I found it, it's probably synthetic, but I don't get a synthetic-y vibe from this fragrance. You've also got your tonka bean. I love tonka bean, and you got teak wood. So you have a little bit of woodiness at the very end, and it gives it a great anchor. This is an absolutely gorgeous fragrance. It gives you the remnants of California lifestyle. It's a very peaceful fragrance. It incorporates the California notes of the grapevine flower. So that vine note that's in there is from a grapevine, okay? For all you Napa Valley lovers. The white flower found throughout California's wine country. So you're going to find that flower if you ever go on any wine trips in California, not just Napa Valley, but that area in general. That is the flower and the smell that you get when you walk through those vineyards, aside from the actual juice and resins that are popping from the fruits there. And so this is really, really pretty. It's a really simplistic fragrance. Um, it is a very, very unique scent. If you've ever walked along the coast of Malibu beaches, it kind of gives you a remnant of that. It's really airy. They don't talk about it being aquatic, but it does have a really, really kind of a not damp, but a really wet, moisturized green vininess to it. And so I don't know if they extracted the resin from the grapevine leaf when the dew is laying on top of those vines early in the morning. But you do know that perfumers get all the way into details in that manner, and that's what this smells like. Um, it has a little bit of a sparkling note to it, but not too much. I don't like too much of a sparkling note or a champagne note in my fragrance, but I'm willing to bet if they use that grapevine resin, it's got a little bit of a champagne note to it. It doesn't list that, but I get that from this fragrance. When I first shared this fragrance on my channel, I mentioned that this reminded me of the lemon starch scent of Niagara. If you guys, a lot of people don't iron anymore, but when I was coming up, we used to iron our own clothes. And Niagara was one of the starches that we used, the lemon scent. And that's what this reminded me of at first. And I don't know if I was just dealing, that was one of those days where, sometimes you smell a fragrance and you just don't like it. But I have definitely had a change of heart. This is so pretty. You definitely get the orange blossom in this. You definitely get your bergamot in this. You can definitely get that the tiara flower is not a huge potent scent, but coupled with the jasmine, you definitely get that beautiful white floral note. It's not overpowering. Like I said, it didn't make me sneeze. If you are looking for a very inexpensive white floral fragrance, I highly recommend getting your nose on this. And if you find it for a really, really affordable price, you may just want to snatch it up on a blind buy. Because when I found this, it was really cheap. And I don't like using the word cheap, but it was super cheap, okay? And I was impressed by the price. And that's what made me grab this. And I didn't like it at first. But I really, really enjoy this fragrance. It smells amazing on me. I have a little bit on right now. It is a bedtime scent for me, but I really, really like this. I can actually put this in a category of a sundress fragrance. You got a beautiful sundress on, and you're going out to listen to a little bit of music in the park for the evening, and you want a really nice light fragrance that's not going to attract any bees to you. But you want to smell really, really good and sensual, sophisticated, really classy, really clean, slightly soapy, but not too. It's not a plain frag. It's really got some adventure to it. It's got some character to it. And so I'm really glad that I added this to my collection. I'm really, really glad that I gave this another try. I'll share with you what this will remind you of if you're looking for something extremely affordable that smells amazing, that'll last you anywhere between 4 to 6 hours, where you can really, really smell this. If you like J-Lo Glow, I think I have it here. If you like this, you'll definitely like this. I'm not sure if the same people who created this fragrance, but they're really, really, really close. So if you do like the J Glow, you definitely would like Jennifer Aniston's fragrance Chapter 1. I would go so far as to kind of cocktail these two together and see what I get. But that's what this smells like. They almost smell identical. But there is a slight difference in your J Glow. This is definitely a clean, soapy scent, but it has more of a bubblegum vibe to it for me. And I love this fragrance back in the day. You can see a little bit of the juice missing out of it because I play around with it a little bit, but it doesn't do anything for me anymore. So definitely this is more of a bedtime around the house scent. This one you could step out with for a really nice evening out. I would go heavy on my sprays if you like to smell your fragrances like I do. Or you could just use it as a bedtime scent. But that's what this reminds me of. And I'm going to do a little bit of research and find out if they have similar notes. in them. But if you like J Glow, J Lo's Glow, you will definitely enjoy Jennifer Aniston's Chapter 1. Okay, so I wanted to come on and share this fragrance because I had to give this, I had to, what they call spin the block on this fragrance. And I normally don't spin the block on anything. But I'm glad that I did a double take for this one because sometimes you have to come back to your fragrances to give it another try. And I'm glad that I did that. Again, this is Chapter 1 by Jennifer Aniston. You know what I always say when I have a fragrance in my collection that I absolutely adore. This is a strong, like, moving into a love. It's really, really good. Like, really, really good. Really, really good. This is Color Me Bad Lynn saying thank you guys for watching. I greatly appreciate all of your love and your support. It is duly, duly noted. I want to shout out to all of my new subscribers. Hey, welcome to Color Me Bad Nation. Now, don't forget, let's handle a little business. If you like this video, make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you hit that notification bell so each and every time I upload a video, you will be notified. And if you can't watch it right away, you can save it for later. And most importantly, make sure you subscribe to our channel. What that does for us is it gets us into the algorithm. It allows people to see me and meet me and subscribe to my channel as well. So don't keep me a secret. Share my videos. It doesn't cost you a dime. I thank you in advance for the love and support. We'll see you on the next one and the next one and the one after that. Bye-bye.